What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine CES 2026. We are here in the Venetian, and of course, we're going to be checking out all the technologies in the Venetian. Now, we saw in the West, we saw auto and robotics and AI from there. In the North Hall, we saw a lot of basic robotics and actual robots. And then, of course, Central, we saw a lot of the mainstream brands and some of the cool stuff there. This hall is more of the new and up and coming companies, robotic vacuums, and like right behind me is Apier, which basically makes a robotic pool vacuum. We're going to see a lot of technology from other countries, and we're going to see some of the new and up and coming companies that are coming to CES. So smaller booths in most cases. So there are two levels to the Venetian. So this first video, we're focusing on the upper level. On the lower level, that's where a lot of the startups come in, and we'll see a lot of startups from many different countries. So very small booths, very packed, very back and forth, and we'll be seeing that. That'll be a separate video. Of course, you'll have to watch it by going and subscribing over to Geekazine and that bell notification so you know when it comes out, if it hasn't come out yet. But the whole point is that we're going to get started up here and get you about 10, 15 companies that I see that are of interest. So let's get started. We are here at the Trevi booth. There's Trevi right there. And yes, we are talking about coffee and toilets. Toilets right there. So the company, Trevi, be Ace for your life. They have coffee makers. They're premium Korean engineered bathroom wellness and espresso solutions. So we're going to take a look at this one because this is the type of espresso machine I really want to have in my home, because you have all the ability to make whatever, from an Americano to a cappuccino. We have the milk right here to froth it on your own. My home espresso machine, I've got to take out the portafilter, put in the coffee, put it back in, tamp it down, put it back in. And in this case, you put the coffee in here and you let this do everything, all the work. And it's just an amazing thing. Yeah, the beans are up there. I don't know if they can see that, but we'll see the coffee beans right there. And of course, if you want an Americano, I'm guessing he set that down there so I can actually push a button. Okay. So let's see. I want a cafe latte. So as you can see, as the toilet is coming off here. So this is about, now the best part about this is about $300 for this machine. Now, you might have seen machines like this for over $1,000, $1,200. So for $300, you can have the same type of machine that has touchscreen ability right there. It's going to tell you everything you need, and I'm guessing there's also adjustability to it. So if you want a 200-degree coffee versus a 300-degree coffee, when you're done with that, all you have to do is you have to go to the bathroom. Nope. Got to move it over. It takes a little bit of time because it's got to heat up so it can froth properly on that. So while we're waiting on that, let's take a look at the line. They have several different. These are toilets with bidets. So we're going to start with this line right here. This is about $230 US dollars that you can then use. And he's trying to lift it up. It does have automatic lift seats. This one's going to lift up and down. We'll move over to this one. We're getting the frothing on the coffee as we go. So this is one of their higher end models. As you can see, it's got the bidet wand. You can't see that. We got the bidet wand that's out there. And of course, there's a remote control on the side right here. Whoops. There's the remote control if you want to, which is giving you many different options, like for instance, water, where the water is going on you. There is, of course, the front wash, the back wash, and then the heated seats and all that other stuff through this remote control right here. And there's also a skincare button, which is interesting. But anyway, we're back here. We got our liquid, our froth. So let's go ahead and enjoy yourselves a cafe latte. There we go. So you have coffee, and then you have to go to the bathroom. So we got bidets. And I love my bidets because it saves on toilet paper, it cleans, and getting to a warm seat in the morning, that is probably the one thing that I like the most about it. So, all right, well, cheers. Let's have an espresso. Or let's have a cafe latte, excuse me. We're in the Japan Tech area of CES, and check this out. We are here this is the Kao Corporation booth, and they have two products. They have one called My Symmetry and the other one called The Core. My Symmetry is basically an app that allows you to align yourself. And one of the biggest problems, I know I have this problem, is my hips are always misaligned, especially coming back from CES. Doing certain exercises, certain movements to get the alignment back in, including pelvic misalignment, a pelvic tilt, pelvic rotation. Like for instance, if I go to the gym, I'll do crunches to try and get my back and my pelvis to really realign from there. So this app will allow you to show you the exercises that you need, the type of improvement or misalignment that you might be doing to try and correct things, so you can actually start walking straighter, start standing straighter, and all that other stuff. This other part is called the core. And what this is, these are heel inserts that help you align yourself as you're walking. I had plantar fasciitis this last year, just developed it, and it hurt. And I'm telling you, once I got stuff like this into my shoe, I was able to get over a lot of the pain that I had, especially because that was when I was in Dublin, when I started to experience the pain. There's an app in here that allows you to measure and check out your self-care and visualize your body misalignment. I'm assuming it's that same app as over here. But there you have the ability to then put these inserts in if you need. There's nice and bouncy inserts to help you with foot ailments such as plantar fasciitis or anything like that. It gives you arch height correction. It gives you heel access correction. It gives you a lot of other stuff. So you're aligning your body, you're aligning your legs. So if you stand all day, if you walk all day, then at the end of the day, you don't feel like your legs are going to fall off. So this is from the Kao Corporation in the Japan Tech area. All right, we're going to take a quick walk through here. This is the Innovation Awards area. This is basically everything that won an Innovation Award is going to be displayed here in some way, shape, or form. So you can get a good idea of everything that we have here. Like, for instance, we've got the Jetson from NVIDIA, and this is the GeForce RTX 5080 16 gigabit Expert Series video card. I wish I had one. We have from MSI, there's the Edge Expert right there. And of course, we can walk around, we can see some of the other innovations. Some of them are in the cases, some of them are out and on display. Most of it's in a case. But you can get a good idea of all the award winners and honorees and everything like that from here. This is arm rehabilitation robot from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And then, of course, we have the base on board by DK Lab Company and a lot more. I'm trying not to get in the people's way because they're all looking at all the cool innovations right here. Let's see if there's anything else we got here. From Reolink, there's the X-Cam, which is a 24 megapixel triple lens AI security camera. I need one of those from Reolink. I'll have to go over and check that out. The Solaristic injected molded vehicle solar module. That's this thing, right? Just this thing right here. It's on the iPad. This item is called the Sky 5G CPE, the 5G router with MulCat high performance antenna technology. So as you can see, we got a lot of stuff here, and go over the booth. We could actually just spend a whole segment on this. So we got a little Land Rover looking thing. It's called the Smart Firefighting Robot. And this basically can be deployed in situations that will put out smaller fires so the firefighters can get in and rescue the people, the dogs, the cats, and everything else. We got some of the smartwatches that are innovation awards, including the Venue 4 from Garmin, the Fenix 8 Pro Micro LED from Garmin, and the Forerunner 970 from Garmin. So, and a whole bunch of other stuff right here that we can see as we're going. But I'm going to try and walk through and see these at their booths, but give you a good idea of some of the things here. This is the EcoVax robot, smart home robot. Over here we have the Dream Aqua 10, or Dreamy Aqua 10. This is another cleaner. That's the receptacle where your robot vacuum can come back and clean itself out. The WeStim cast sleeves, I should get some of those. I have compression socks on right now, but cast sleeves are great because they don't, you can compress the calf, but you don't have to compress the foot. And then Birdfly, which we saw in our CES Unveiled, and a lot more. So as you can see, a lot of cool innovations here in the Innovation Center. And you can get an all-in-one look at a lot of these cool new products. We are in the Ukrainian side of CES, and these companies, though this company comes from the Ukraine, it's called Beetless. And what it is a bug. You could call it a bug zapper, but that's not really the best definition of it. It's a pest control solutions for agriculture. And the idea is that it's a chemical-free operation with pollinator safe, that's pollinator safe and protects essential pollinators and supports biodiversity. It supports safer food production by reducing harmful exposure, and it reduces long-term costs and is eco-friendly. So this is what's inside here. So this is the unit. There's of course the sensors and the deterrents all in here, and then of course a little fan for whatever else needs to be. I do have to admit that I don't know everything about this, but of course you could then put these into the fields, just like a light post or something like that, and you would cover this in multiple areas. So down a row, you'd put one every maybe 10, 20, 30 meters apart. And then that will protect that small little area from any type of big pests. And hopefully you'll have better crops and we'll have safer to eat crops, which is more important. And this is, once again, from the Ukrainian tech ecosystem. And this is called Beetless. Heading over to Canada, as we're in the Ontario, Canada area activation of CES, and we're taking a look at this. This is the VueReal MicroLED reference design kits. So, of course, these are devices that you can put into your whatever. If you've got, if you're building something and you want to have an interface or a screen for that, that's where these come in. This is the RDK4, which is a transparent RGB display. It's a 3.5-inch micro LED, 400p, and it's got an active matrix to it. So as you can see, we got little thunderbolts coming through there, and it's a transparent technology. So if you're using this as a view screen, kind of like in a dashboard situation or anything like that, then you can have your fireworks whenever you want while you're driving your car. We've got, and it is for some auto, like for instance, this is side mirror lighting, which is powered by VueReal's RDK01 technology. So as you can see, if this was a cop car, this could actually indicate, give you the red and blue lights. You probably wouldn't be able to do that on your regular car because you might get in trouble for that. But you could also have different types of lights that give different types of warnings. Like for instance, you might, and have it flipped on the other side of the mirror. So like, for instance, if a car's passing by, if a truck's passing by, if a plane's passing by, a different color. You never know when a plane's going to pass by. This is outside of the rear view mirror, so you could actually use this for other things. You see how versatile these are. Of course, they're showing colors right now, but now we've got some text passing right by there. So let's say that same mirror, it could say, hey, there's a truck passing by, there's a car passing by, there's a plane passing by, there's a deer passing by. I don't know, whatever comes through, you could have that in your aftermarket, as an aftermarket, or in the vehicle itself. And then, of course, we have over here, this is the RDK2 lighting right there. And, of course, once again, it is transparent. And, of course, it gives you a little bit more text or a little bit more surface area, so you get more text. So this might be great for, like, for instance, if I had set up a podcast room or something like that, I could have this set up on the door that's saying, hey, I'm recording, do not walk in. Or dark room, if people process photos anymore, that they have that there. So we could have the on-air right there. We could have some other messages. We could have some fun little images go through. I think this might be one color, but I bet you they could do multiple colors through the RDK4, of course. And yeah, so micro solid printing right here. And I'm guessing that the size can be scaled for whatever you need. And then this is interesting. I'm not a big fan of tail lights that do more than what they're supposed to do, but especially designs. I think it's all about, telling people, hey, it's time to stop. But some of you like it, and maybe you want the Canadian maple leaf as your brake lights, and that's what this can do. That's the micro LED smart tail light powered by VueReal's RDK02. So don't expect it to be colorful and blue and yellow or anything like that, because if you're stopping, you want to have a brake light. So we'll see how this plays out there. But just in the basics, to have this micro LED technology as your brake lights, you don't have to change the bulbs anymore. Your lights stick around a little bit longer or anything like that. And you don't have to have this in the tail light. You could have this, once again, you could have this in your room, like in my studio behind me, splashing fireworks or telling people to stop, hammer time, I don't know, things like that. And that is all from a company called VueReal in the Ontario section of CES. We're in the Hungary activation of CES 2026, and I'm taking a look at this guy right here. This is from Voltie, and this is basically a simple EV charger. So it looks like we have a Tesla-style charger that's right here. And of course, this is a mount that you would put into your garage or whatnot. And so when it's time to charge your EV vehicle, you have this all set up into your 110 or 220, depending. And it's got this fun little guy that's saying hi. And I'm assuming once you plug it in, it'll tell you a little bit more information, like, hey, the car is charging, or you might want to check your battery or anything like that. It's integrated with the building management system, any type of building management system, smart homes, so you'll be able to check your car charge while you're in the living room or away or anything like that. It includes a declaration of conformity and features 10 plus built-in safety protections. So if you are away and this faults out, then it'll let you know, hey, the car's not charging, you might want to check something out. It's future-proof, which means that if things change down the line, maybe you get a new car or something like that, they'll be able to help you replace or fix any of the problems that you have there. And then, of course, it's basically premium and durable. Cord length will depend on what you need for your car. And it is all, of course, app controlled. So you could also have this in an area where you're seeing, you let anybody charge, and then you're seeing when they plug in, when they unplug, and things like that. So, and of course, saying welcome to CES. There we go, right in the head there. So, anyway, once again, that was from Voltie in the Hungary booth at CES. This is from Wakako, and this is called the Pixapresso. It's a battery-operated espresso machine that can ground up to 8 to 16 grams worth of coffee. You can put in any type of capsule. It's all battery powered and can make up to 120 milliliter espressos for on the go. Maybe you're camping, maybe you're at CES and you don't like the coffee here and you want to make your own espresso. You can bring this with you and go from there. So they have a couple different models, but they're all meant for the same thing. She's putting together the espresso machine from there, but in the background right there, you're seeing right there, you're seeing a stand for that same espresso machine. So this then becomes the coffee cup for your espresso machine. So we can see a little bit more over here. This is the compact version of it as you go. And it's a little bit warm. So she's probably just made an espresso from there. So that then fits into this case right here. And then you can be on the go. So like I said, when you're in Vegas and you don't like the coffee that you're being served, you can make your own coffee. So once again, this is the Pixapresso, and it's by Wakako. And of course, they have different items that we'll see over here. Oh, okay. Oh, those are, and we got different colors of the Pixapresso. There's all the line of devices that you can get from Wakako. This is from SwitchBot. What we have here is the Acemate. It's the world's first tennis robot for real rally play. It's trying to hit the camera. It now has a target, which is wild, but what it's doing is it's moving around, and of course it's launching balls, and then we have the person, an actual person that's fielding the balls. You just put that back in the net. That's pretty cool. As you can see, it's totally independent. It can move around in any direction and then send out a tennis ball, so you can get a more real life volley situation going. So once again, this is Acemate tennis robot from SwitchBot. Continuing on with the robots that are going to change your life. This is one called Onero H1 from SwitchBot. And this basically is a robot that's going to help you do your laundry. Now, there's many different options here. Let me just reposition that. There we go. This guy is putting the laundry into the washing machine, and now he's going to get ready, maybe go back to charge, or maybe pick up some of the dirty clothes that's sitting on the couch over there, or maybe come up and say hi. All right, there we go. So what I think what's happening there was it was scanning the room to try and find all the dirty laundry. So now, as you can see, what it's doing is it's like I thought, those shoulders are adjustable, the shoulder joints. So now it's lowering itself so it can get the precise spot so it can pick up the dirty clothes. And this thing can do more than dirty clothes. It can wash your dishes, it can set your table place, or wash your windows, or anything like that. It's just showing you how it can take care of some of the laundry that you might have in your house. If you throw your clothes on the couch, let's say you're done with the day, this thing can come by and, of course, pick it up, take it over to the laundry, and get it ready for washing. There it goes. Now it's heading over to the washing machine, repositions it. It can also fold clothes, and I'm not sure if it can make a bed or not. I always have a problem making the bed, so I don't know how a robot can do it better than I can. I could be wrong, though. And then there it is. It's putting the clothes into the washer. But we are over at the 3D printing area. This is the Sparkx series of 3D printers, and there's two parts to this. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. So we have the 3D printer, which is now making some sort of tag. And then, of course, we have the filaments area. So there, in this case, there's 4 different filaments. I wouldn't be surprised if you could get a 6th filament or whatever. And then, of course, all the Bowden tubes that are bringing this to the printer. Now, the cool thing about this is it knows how to clean it, and so less waste. So we have a little bin here. So what happens is when it's ready to print the next color, it'll take it over here. It will run the filament through, and then, of course, put the scraps in this area right here, and then come in and do its print right there. Now, the Sparkx, the standard print area for that, it's AI photo to 3D printing inside there. So there is a camera inside there that's watching the print as it goes. It gives 50% less weight in multicolor mode and custom RGB for print status with quick swap essential parts. So if something breaks or filament goes out, you'll be able to correct that without losing your print at all. You can do PLA, PETG, PLA CF, or TPU, and nozzle temperature around 300 Celsius with a hotbed temperature around 100 Celsius or better. It can do file transfer through USB drive or Wi-Fi. And, of course, it also does what's called AI photo to 3D printing. So you could take a photo of yourself and then turn yourself into a tag, turn yourself into a bust character or anything like that, like some of these designs up here on the wall. So once again, this is the Sparkx i7 from Creality in the AI version of 3D printing to make your 3D printing even better. We're here taking a look at the Target Omni Scoring device. Now, this is a regular cork type dartboard. And what's happening is basically this ring around here is giving it the AI ability to do all the scoring and everything. We have this right here, which is basically the target line. So if I put my hand right here, you can kind of see a green thing. That becomes the target line where you would stand in front, right behind, so you can throw the dart. You're basically throwing regular pub-style darts, but it can actually do the scoring. You can put it on screen. You can probably have it on your phone to do any type of scoring. You can then track your throws. You can then record your throws. It's kind of like chess, you know. Chess masters record every single move of every single game. You could record every single dart throw that you do at home or wherever. And of course, you're using the regular pub style metal tip darts to do that. I'm guessing that you could also have plastic tip darts. I don't think it matters what the dartboard is, because it's all about this outer ring that does all the tracking from there. And I would guess that if you did put in a different style dartboard, there would be some sort of configuration that you would have to do to let it know where the 20 is and all that other stuff. Once again, this is the Target Score dartboard for down in your basement, for your bar, or wherever. How would you like your own infrared sauna? We're over at Snaleco, Snailcle, and we're taking a look. This is the infrared sauna right here. So it's small. Oh, just turned itself off. So lights in there. We can open up the door. We can kind of feel the heat. We've got a control right there, right up there. So right now it says it's 77 degrees. It's a nice pine scent to it. So you'd get in there and you just have yourself a sauna. It's actually really small. I'd say it's about 5'5" at the best. So you kind of crouch in to get in there. So you could probably put this down in the basement and still have room for your other junk. Of course, Snaleco also has exercise equipment, and this looks like a massage bed right there. And of course, oh, that's interesting. So the treadmill comes up, and you got a little mirror. Hi, how's it going? So that's some of the cool stuff from Snaleco. That's the Venetian upper area for CES 2026. We're going to go downstairs and spend a few hours with, there's going to probably be a lot of innovation downstairs that I have to take a look at. But it's just amazing what we saw upstairs, and some of the international companies as well that we saw upstairs. But tons of stuff. CES 2026. Check out all the videos over at Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can like, subscribe, bell notifications so you know when the next video comes out. For some of you that are wondering, I am actually using the OBSBot Tail 2 for my video production. Basically, it's just the Tail 2 plus a dual wireless microphone. So if I did any interviews, I could mic them up. And then, of course, an iPhone that is doing the remote control, because I forgot the remote control that I have from OBSBot. This is an amazing camera. It's a PTZR camera. I'm actually tilting it, and you're not seeing too much sway or tilt from the camera at all. And it's been a lot of fun. I've also been using the Director Mini from Azuel, and when I want to do a multi-cam shot, which I did a couple at PepCom, you'll see that video very, very shortly. But for now, check out everything over at Geekazine. Go ahead, subscribe. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Until next time, you guys geek out and check out all the cool stuff from CES 2026.